All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, so we're going to do a Prague video. So if you like Prague, I'm going to be talking about Jon Anderson, and then I'm going to be talking about, well, I'm doing it now, but this album here, A Never Ending John's Dream. It's a dream that just goes on and on and on. Coming Back to Paradise, a band from Barcelona, Spain, who is definitely progressive rock, and it's not really like anything you've ever listened to. Although there are elements of things like Yes and Rush and Asia and Saga. I like to mention Saga because they don't get a lot of credit for anything. So just a great album and kind of a dark horse for this year's best album thus far. I don't know if I'm going to elevate it that far, but it just hit me really in a good way, and it's still fantastic. And I listen to it every so often, and I'm impressed with it. So check it out, courtesy of our friends over at Pride and Joy Music. They're having a good year over there with melodic rock and different styles, but certainly making inroads into the melodic rock world. Now, Jon Anderson, who is on the Frontiers label now, and I'm wondering if Frontiers as a record label is focusing more on legacy artists like Jon Anderson, bands like Striper that they put a lot of effort into promoting. Anyway, Jon has a new single out called True Messenger. The album itself is just called True, and it's coming out on August 23rd. And what is truly mind blowing is how good Jon Anderson sounds. I do my little Yes editorial thing, like, hey, why isn't he still in the band? Yes, the branding I think would be better for everyone. I know he went out with his own version of Yes with Trevor Rabin, and that's really cool. But I gotta say, Jon, in Yes, I think would be appropriate. I like some of the music that Yes has made. Obviously, there's some kind of like a feud or a disagreement between Steve Howe and Jon Anderson, most likely. Um, and so I don't know. I don't understand that. But Jon's band, they're called the Band Geeks. These guys are really accomplished, and they're a great backing band for Jon Anderson. And I would actually go see this tour. I would go see Jon Anderson because, again, vocally, he's right where he's always been. Musically, the music that he's currently making is very good, and it's complementary to all of the older material that I'm sure he's going to cover if you go see him play a show. People are pretty excited about this too. I sent a couple of these songs out. Well, actually, just the one that was released, and then this other one today. And I got to tell you, folks, people love this. They're like, "Wow, Jon sounds great. It sounds like classic Yes. Why?" Of course, the big question is, why isn't this on the radio? And my other editorial comment is, yes, and guess who's promoting this? Classic Rock 93.9 FM. Yes, check out our website for information about the new Jon Anderson album. Are we playing it? Of course not. People don't want to hear that. I just don't understand why they can't revive that whole yesterday and today feature that classic rock stations used to do it all the time. A new Foreigner song comes out. I remember when this happened. We played, I don't know, that was yesterday, and we played it back to back with um probably something off the first album, like Cold as Ice, but that's the way you break this stuff in. And I know so many years have passed, but people know that that's Jon Anderson. I mean, his voice is extraordinary. It's held up so well compared to so many others. I know there's a different way of singing, and Jon is more of that high falsetto, and some guys are more down deep in the diaphragm and all that stuff, and it's harder to do. And then they rip their vocal cords to shreds, whereas Jon, most of that is above that. You know what I mean? And I think he takes really good care of himself. I mean, like Ringo-esque kind of care. So, kudos to Jon Anderson. He's a freak of nature. And I think, he joins like Mickey Thomas. And there are a couple of other guys, but I think John might be at the very top of that list when I really think this through. So go check out this song, which just came out. If you haven't heard it, maybe I'll put a link in the description so you can just click on the link and go to it. Also, my friends over at Modern Retro Radio, my guess is they're probably going to be playing the new Jon Anderson stuff. And those guys like to pick out their own music. Sometimes they don't go with what the record label says to play. They just play whatever they think is good, which I love because that's the true sign of independence and just, hey, I heard some good music, so I'm going to play it on my radio station. That's old school stuff, and it's great. So that's why you should definitely check out Modern Retro Radio, as well as this new Jon Anderson album, which comes out on August 23rd. It's called True, and I think you really should check it out. And as far as Jon Anderson goes, man, if you have a chance, I would definitely go and check him out. And the Band Geeks in concert, everybody is raving about these concerts. And, for once, I will say it's probably worth the money, even if they charge you a lot to go see Jon Anderson and the Band Geeks. All right. Check this out. This is a NeverEnding John's Dream. If you like music like Yes, I'm pretty sure you should check this out because you'll probably like it. If not, full refund, right? Because you're probably just going to stream it. So only wasting time, I guess. You could have been listening to something else. But Coming Back to Paradise, again, a band from Barcelona, which is kind of unique. So you should support the Barcelona progressive rock scene, if there is one. I'm Dave. Thanks for watching. God bless. Pray for peace. Please pray for peace in our own country and all around the world as things get scarier and scarier. And the politics apparently have gotten very weird. Weird is the word of the day, if you haven't noticed. And I know some of you will probably understand what I'm talking about. But a memo probably went out that said, just call them weird because they're so weird. But what we saw at the Olympics, the opening ceremony, that wasn't weird at all, huh? And those people are all the people that support that stuff. And they're calling me, and some of you, they're calling us weird. Yeah, call me weird then. Weird is cool. Remember Weird Al Yankovic? Weird is cool. All right, I'm done.